Good evening, everybody. This is Sean Robinson, Uncle Sean, and the Conscious Party. We're joined tonight. We have a special guest tonight who'll be in a little later. But right now, the topic of conversation for tonight is the topic of conversation for tonight. I'm sorry about that. This is Uncle Sean in the Conscious Party. And the topic of conversation tonight is a video that seems to be going around Netflix, and it's called "What the Health." So we're going to take a closer look at what we're digesting into our system, both mentally and physically, and then open the phone lines and see what you have to say about it as well. I know there are a lot of people out there who watched this video or this documentary, and from that time have decided that they would go on a vegan route. What the Health actually explores the idea that many of our foods today are filled with pesticides and chemicals that are not good for us and actually cancer-causing. The young man who went on the documentary and created it spent time going from places like the American Cancer Society to the American Diabetes Society, so many places that were actually recommending food to be eaten that caused cancer and diabetes. So this is quite alarming because these are our authorities, so to say, on these subject matters. And we respect their opinions on food and diet, and many people are following these diets without knowing that they are actually crippling themselves at the same time. This is something that plagues us within our own community and minority communities. And if you look around, you'll also notice that many fast food chains that exist only exist in our neighborhoods. And that's because many of the foods that we're digesting and flocking to day after day are actually causing the health problems that plague us, and then we spend too much money on remedies and treatments and medical pills and things that even our doctors recommend for us, when instead a vegetarian diet would eradicate a lot of these problems and help us become better. So I'm going to start with the lovely smile to my left and ask Joy how she feels about some of these foods that are coming across the table, feeding your young children, and they're becoming dependent on foods that in the years to come will make them sick.
Wow, Sean. He's just going to say it just like that.
Just throw it over there.
Gonna be sick.
Absolutely.
Well, I eat hopefully well, in my opinion. I remember, I know, and we've had lunch many times. So I try to eat right. And my kids, they eat right too. I mean, they're not vegetarians or anything like that. I try to do the whole vegetarian thing, but no, it's going good, but sometimes I be wanting some Popeyes.
Upset. Well, I know that personally, I tried the 7-day vegan challenge about 3, maybe 4 months ago. And although I couldn't maintain a vegan diet after the 7 days, I did not want meat. So I've limited my meat intake because even in the documentary, it talks about the fact that humans are actually not made for meat consumption.
I mean, I agree with that, and I believe that because when I made my meatless man, that's what started the whole...
Oh, yeah.
That's what started the whole thing. I mean, I could tell even when I eat meat in my teeth, how it, stains and how it, goes in between my teeth. When I'm eating vegetarian and I eat just fruits and vegetables, everything just goes in well, digests as well. It's just different, so I do agree with that lifestyle. I'm not knocking anybody that decides to eat meat or eat what they want to eat. I think you should limit it after what's going on with the whole what's the health and just with, if it don't look good, don't eat. Basically.
I'm just going around the table, and Dap has come in, and I know that you spent some time looking through this video, and quite a few of my friends have gotten back with me concerning the same video on Netflix for What the Health. And I've even recommended to some people to watch because, I am a carnivore. I I was for quite a while. I think I introduced you to that stuffed baked potato.
Oh man,
So
that's
quite a,
baked potato.
yes.
Yes.
I used to go out and get lunch and come back and make people jealous. but in recent months, I have really kind of like I do a complete vegetarian plate. I eat a lot of salads. You can see I've dropped probably a good 15 pounds. And I feel better. So I'm just wondering if this is something you studied, you've gone into it, and what are your recent discoveries and how do you feel about now meat consumption?
Man, yo, first of all, what the hell scared the shit out of me? You know, well,
As it should.
yeah, as it should. Well, it did. I was actually vegetarian for about 2 years.
Okay.
I tried to do the vegan thing. I said a month. I told you a month. It was really like 3 weeks.
Oh, see.
You know, because it was a cheese thing. Like I couldn't get past the whole dairy thing. But since then, I have started eating meat again. I don't eat pork. I eat beef like sparingly, and but primarily I've been doing like chicken and turkey and seafood. But I watched this documentary, and my family and I, we've been talking about moving towards a more plant-based diet anyway before we even watched this documentary. But I went ahead and sat down and watched it, and yo, those statistics were crazy, and it made so much sense. And not only because the statistics were so accurate and so scary, but also the industries and how corrupt the industries are and hiding the information and putting misinformation out there intentionally, and then how just each industry feeds each other. When I talk about industries, I'm talking about the food industries and also the pharmaceutical industries, and then these organizations that are set up that are sponsored by the same industries that are putting this food out that's killing us. Now, I think for a long time we've all known that food was the problem, but we've never been able to really articulate it or wrap our minds around what's really happening. And this documentary it wrapped it up in this shiny gift wrapping and put a bow right on top of that thing, man, and it just cleared up so much. So I went to Kroger, man, and I got me a superfood salad for lunch. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm looking at my wife. We had already took out the chicken breast, for dinner tonight. I'm looking at her like, I ain't about to get prostate cancer because dinner tonight, So it just really it was really educational, to say the least. I recommend everybody watch it, man. It's so much. I took notes. I got some stuff I'll talk about, as we go on. Okay. But what the health? What the health though?
Right.
What the health?
Sometimes you eat them.
Nah, but it's like you can't. There is no meat out there, that is going to give you the things that you need to add years to your life, and that's the fact, right? When you eat meat, it takes years off of your life. Now, you can agree with me, you can disagree with me, but the facts are right there. When you eat meat, it takes years off your life.
Did you see the part where he talked about how long the digestive tract is?
Yeah.
A meat eater versus someone who's supposed to be eating vegetables.
Right.
It's shorter in a meat eater because you're supposed to get rid of that immediately. Whereas we have 32 feet of intestines. So we are walking around with poison in our system for days, weeks after eating meat. And all we're doing is re-ingesting all the chemicals and pesticides and things that were given to those animals so long. Now Autumn's sitting here, and just her facial expression alone.
She's like, I ain't giving up my pork chops.
You can say what you want.
My question is, who wrote it?
Who wrote what? The film?
Who
The
did?
documentary? I don't know the guy's name, but I'm saying.
What color was it?
He's a white dude.
Okay, let me say this.
Uh-oh.
Let me say this. So, he late.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
He real late. Because if anybody have read anything by Dick Gregory, I'm going to need y'all to get your life right now. Because Queen
Dr.
Afua and a whole lot of other African Americans have been telling black folks this for a very long time. I was a strict vegan at one time, and when I say strict vegan, I mean I fasted all day on Sunday. On Monday, I would do. I just did water on Sundays. On Monday, I would do teas and water, and then like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I would do like salads, and then like Friday and Saturday, I might do some steamed vegetables. But I ate no animal products, none.
Yeah.
You know,
I do know you're using past tense.
right, but because I haven't eaten red meat or pork. I'm not gonna say how many years, but it's been a very long time. I don't eat red meat or pork. I do mostly seafood. The only chicken, for the most part, that I will eat because I don't eat because of the hormones in it. I might do at the farmers market. They have some chorizo, chicken chorizo. I might do that on occasion, but for the most part, I do seafood. I don't really eat a lot of dairy products. I do Greek yogurt for the vitamin D, but I don't do a lot of dairy products. But I will say this: growing up, my family in this place called Cavern Manor, for my great grandmother's birthday, would roast a whole hog in the ground that came from our farm in a place called Franklin, Virginia. So while we are physically built to be vegetarians, that is not true. That you die sooner. It's the chemicals and the things that they're doing to the animals now. Because my great grandmother, who lived on that farm, passed when she was 105. My one of my grandmothers, my mother, that was my father's mother, and then his mother passed. She was between 96 and 98. My father passed cancer. He was like 81. My grandmother, my mother's mother, is 94. Her sister was like 98. So it's not necessarily that you can't eat the meat, even though you really shouldn't. It's the things, but it's not just the meat. It's the food, period. When growing up, if you had fast food, that was a luxury. McDonald's, that was a luxury. You didn't get to eat McDonald's. Your mom cooked every day. Oh, exactly. That's what we had on the weekends with my dad. But your parent, they cooked. And my mother worked a bunch of jobs. At one point, she was the same, it was just my mom and us. But she cooked every day. And the food would be in the refrigerator. We did not eat fast food. And when fast food first came out, it was more nutritional. It was a real hamburger from a real cow.
Right. Now
it's different. But it's not just that. You have to look at your food, because I eat very healthy. Even my snacks are very healthy. I don't eat genetically modified food. I don't eat that. Organic and it's not, I don't know why they call it organic. It's just regular food with normal pesticides or whatever they use. It's not chemical based. But it's just regular food like we used to eat. But that food costs more than the food that they're growing now. If you look at a real chicken, and I've had real chicken that I've had to pluck, it's totally different from the chicken in the supermarket. It doesn't look like that. The eggs from just a chicken that just had it, they're different. They taste different. The cabbage and the collard greens, they don't grow as huge as they're supposed to be. Apples are not supposed to have wax on them. They're supposed to look dull. And nobody had a problem buying apples back in the day. I don't know who idea it was to put wax on the apple. Because it's not healthy to eat that way. So especially anything that I put directly in my mouth, like lettuce, grapes, or any kind of food that I don't have to peel, it has to be natural. I'm not going to eat it if it's not organic. But organic food is very expensive. And in terms of food, films about food, there's another film called Food Inc. You need, it's another one. And when you look at, because people are moving away from, non-natural food, but when you look at who owns the food business, it's $1 billion company, and there's only 4 companies that own all the food. Well, I know in America, but they're buying up those other smaller organic
based companies. So you don't know what's going in those products anymore. And soybeans are genetically modified for the most part. There aren't too many regular soybeans. So for my stuff, I save my seeds now. I've been saving my seeds because you never know what might happen. But a lot of the food that they have is not really food. So even if you are vegan, are you really vegan?
Right.
I mean, are you really vegan?
Vegetarian, not vegan. There is a
Well,
difference between the two.
Right, it is a difference. But if you're talking about living a holistic life and you're talking about living healthy, I had asthma really bad. You know, I had really bad allergies. When I stopped all animal products, I slept all night. I was never tired.
And that's what I'm saying.
There was no
lot
asthma.
of these
There was no
diseases,
allergies.
yeah,
Yeah, the
are
disease in my
actually-
body was gone.
Right, the dissonance.
Yeah.
It's caused by the fact that
Right.
we're carrying around these extra pesticides,
Exactly.
chemicals, GMOs that aren't supposed to be in our system.
Exactly.
So even on the documentary, they talked about how much pus is allowed in
Right.
milk.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So I mean, I stopped doing the whole dairy thing quite a long
Yeah,
time.
pus
Long
and-
before this.
Bugs and all
Bugs,
kinds
even
of because
allowed.
because
There's a
they
percentage
it
of-
is
of
because
waste
the
and
factory
bugs.
is so big that you don't know what's going to fall.
Yeah, so it's allowable by law. The worst thing you can do is processed meat.
And that's the thing. That's the difference between the meat. Like my great aunt,
Mhm.
she was like 100 years old. She ate everything, and when I say everything, she ate the chicken bones.
Right.
You know,
Nothing was
and
safe.
she had no teeth. She
Right,
ate the
it's
chicken
different
bones.
now.
You know,
Right.
and she lived for a long time. They grew up eating all that, but they had their own farm.
Yeah.
They grew their own foods.
Yep.
And so, yeah, it was a difference. Now, however, now there was still, I made a decision that I want to live till I'm 120 plus,
Mhm.
right? But I want that to be a good quality of life.
Right.
And I think that's realistic. A lot of people will be like, whatever. But I think that's realistic.
It is.
120 years plus. I mean, that's easy, especially with technology these days.
Yeah.
But we have to take into consideration the quality of life that we want
Right.
over that period of time. Now, we can eat meat and have a poor quality of life and live for a long time because we're managing our high cholesterol, you know, but we still got high cholesterol. We don't have to have that if we change to a plant-based diet. So that's all I'm saying. I mean,
Right.
you know,
But
it was a
it's
no-brainer to me.
But it's not just about eating those type of foods. You have to be mindful of the stuff that you put on your body.
Oh yeah, everything.
You know, the chemicals in your home that you're cleaning with. I mean, all the things that you're breathing. And okay, go ahead.
No, we're about to wrap up this.
Play the music.
Right here. And we're going to come back and continue this conversation.
Okay.
But for those of you listening, do me a favor. Stay woke.
Stay woke. Yeah, I was vegan, but let me tell you something. I worked at Macy's in the restaurants when I was in my early 20s. And I worked with a bunch of vegetarians, a bunch of Muslims and Egyptians and Emo Pips and all kind of folks. And you won't scream at me in there. They would bring your article like this.
She can come in now.
Sorry I'm late, y'all.
Not really.
Son, excuse my tardiness.
We're not infallible.
Yeah, I had a class, but I got it by the
This woman came flying across. I don't know how she landed, but she flew across the city. Yes.
So you can see us, they can't see us, so you have to have some kind of signal to get that. And when he gives you the signal, y'all have to go through it. So when he gives you whatever signal y'all want,
Yeah, that's why I stopped.
I'm gonna just wait my
but you want to end it like, okay.
Right.
Oh, I got to get it.
Yeah.
Right.
For real.
Can we get like a light bulb or something that we can like flash inside the house?
We're working on it. This is going to be tinted, so y'all not
You
going
see
to
Miss Joy.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, we want
Y'all trying to hide from us? We got tint the
no
windows.
video stream.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was
That makes
streaming
sense.
there, you good?
Yes,
I'm good, Paul.
We do what? We streaming?
Yo, but that's what we did though. Like we went through our house and we took out all the chemicals. So now everything we use is like paraben free.
Where am I looking?
We got a whole list of chemicals that are in such products, clean products, care products, healthcare products. and we went through, and I promise,
I'm
yeah, this was the store, and all like,
Joy, where your list at, girl?
Right.
I was so listening.
Back to the store, $100 worth of
Right.
healthier stuff.
Right, right.
And it was
Y'all asked Joy where her list at today. Why she got the music today? What's up, Joy?
Listen, I just was not ready. Trust me,
Yeah, vinegar.
I was thinking about doing that today at work, and I completely forgot.
And what
I had a lot going on.
Exactly.
Don't listen to him, y'all.
School started back in the day.
Don't listen to him, y'all. Don't listen to him.
First day of school.
I know first day of school had me.
Where's your pants?
How are you? Why? Oh no. Okay. So.
Venus. Okay, I'm that.
Never mind. Okay, is she live?
We got the wine today.
Because I got dogged out.
I know,
I'm
last
like,
week,
wow.
you had to bring something. Some potato chips.
Yeah,
Oh.
about to get loose.
I'm trying to put this where it can capture the entire room. I was using my laptop, but I'm leaving for New York after I leave here, so I don't want to bring my lights to light it up and use my laptop. So I'm trying to capture. I'm a film person, so I'm trying to capture the whole room, everybody in here. So I think I got it. Hey y'all, I got everybody but her. No, I don't have neither one of y'all now. Maybe so. I'm half your help it out.
Okay, everybody. I just want to thank you for taking that quick break with Fantasia. She talked about two of the things that we love in our neighborhoods, collards and cornbread. So, and just as Autumn was saying, and that added on, the fact that when we were younger, our parents had farms or raised food in their backyards. I remember too many weekends picking my dinner. And it was a pain, but delight at the same time. Yes. So I might as well say it. I told everybody that the next 40, what did I say? The next 48 will be better than the first 48.
I would like to have a farm one day and pick my own.
Speaking into existence. So,
That sounds like fun.
but I do remember picking my own food and picking dinner and telling my aunt what I wouldn't eat, and she'd take it in the house and cook it, and guess what? You ate it today. So thank you, Aunt Matt. Rest in peace. But we are joined by the lovely Venus Clark, who has come to tell us about an upcoming play that is only showing for a few days this week. So I am going to first allow you to introduce yourself, and then tell us a little bit about the play, where it is, and what's going on this week.
Thank you so much. So honored to be here. Thank you guys so much. My name is Venus Clark. I am the marketing director for a play called Super Loser the Play. Very excited about it. Opening night is this Friday, August the 11th, with the encore presentation happening on August the 12th at 7:30. It's going to be at the new theater in Marietta Theater on the Square.
Okay.
I'm really excited about it.
Okay. Venus, what got you into this this industry?
Well, I have a passion for writing. I love to write. I also have a degree in marketing, so it kind of goes hand in hand. And the writer, which is Winston Wilson, we actually used to work together in corporate America. He was previously my vice president, if you can believe it or not.
Okay.
And of course, apparently he also has a passion for writing, and he wrote and produced this story and reached out to me for some help, and here I am.
Okay. Well, Super Loser actually hits upon something that we spoke about just a few weeks ago, when we are not given choices in who our heroes are. So could you just expound a little bit on what Super Loser is?
Yes, okay. Well, Super Loser, the play, it's about a famous, or the most famous comic book artist of all time. His name is Jackson Hernandez.
Okay.
And which sounds like a good thing, most famous comic book artist, great, but the story picks up at a very tumultuous time in the main character's life. He's really at the tail end of some controversy that he kind of caused for himself, but he's on the cusp of this big Comic Con convention.
Mm-hmm.
And for any listeners who may not be familiar with Comic Con, it's an annual convention that started at first just about comic books, and now in 2017 it is just blown up. Now it's movies, fantasy novels, anything fiction really.
It's so dope too. I went
Yeah.
last year. Yeah, I straight did get
Did you?
Yes, I loved
Super
it.
nerd.
Yeah, yeah. It was
So it's funny because it took me marketing this. I had to do a lot of research to even find out a lot of information about it myself. But yeah, it's huge now. It started in the 70s. A lot of people don't know that. But the main character, he's coming up on this Comic-Con convention. And for him, there's a contest that's happening there, and he wants to use that as a platform to kind of get the negative publicity off of him and bring like positive light back to his art and his work. But along the way, there's a lot of things that kind of gets in the way of that, including the character himself.
Okay.
And the cast of characters around him. Some are friends that are also comic book artists, and there's protagonists or two that they're kind of his big competitors, and then there's a little bit of dirt from his past that kind of sneaks in too. So he has all these different things that he's dealing with at the same time, trying to regain his name in the industry. So that's kind of where the story picks up. And in addition to the play itself, of course, the Comic-Con world has spun off this whole different genre, which is cosplay. And that's pretty much where the fans of Comic-Con, they dressed in their favorite characters. And I think here they even have that here in Atlanta, but it's not Comic-Con. It's one of the spin-offs of Comic-Con. Right. But at the play, we're also going to have a cosplay contest.
Yes.
So
Yes. That's what I was going to ask. Can we dress up?
Yes, this is a cosplay contest.
I'm done.
And for a lot of listeners who may not be familiar with cosplay, I'm the same way. I had to find out myself. But it started small. It started, just comic book characters, and now, I mean, you got Star Wars, you have anything that you can think of that's fiction. Game of Thrones, the writer Winston wanted me to make sure I mentioned Game of Thrones. He was like, this Comic-Con in the book is like the equivalent to the Game of Thrones of all Comic-Con. So it's a big Comic-Con, so it's a big deal. And it's just a really fun story. It's drama, it's comedy, and I like it. It's unique because it puts us in a different light. You think about that world, you really don't think about, brown skinned people.
Right.
But the writer, he's really big into Comic-Con, and the main character is African American, but the cast was diverse. But I like it because it just, even if you're not into that world, you can still be into a story about, someone who was at the top of their game, fell off, and then they're trying to get back on top. That's pretty much what it's about.
Okay.
Cool.
Great.
Cool.
And you said that's showing when?
The opening night is August the 11th, this Friday at 7:30, and then there's going to be an encore show Saturday at 7:30.
Okay.
And
And this is where?
This is at the new theater. There's two theaters in Marietta on the Square, but this one is the Theater on the Square. That's the name of it.
Okay.
And Marietta is 11 Whitlock Avenue. And if you want to get $10 off of the regular price of the tickets, you can like us on Facebook, and then there's a link there where you can get tickets. And you can also get tickets, of course, at the theater website as well.
Wonderful.
Theater on the Square.
Wonderful.
Can't wait to see it.
What you are sitting here with a cast of other actors, producers, writers. So so it piqued my interest that that you had ventured into this field as well. And so how long did it take you to get to this point?
As far as helping out with this production, I kind of been helping out with, say, like the last couple of months of it. It's been, a project that's been, it's probably birthed about a year ago.
Okay.
But as far as the marketing end of course, the closer that you get to an opening day, the more busy that portion of it is. But as far as being interested in performing arts, I'm a performing arts geek. So anything that has to do with being in theater or scripts or anything like that, I'm always for it. So yeah, my whole life has been a journey.
Well, so yeah, the page is still being written.
Yes.
Well, and one thing that I'm glad you brought up was the fact that it's taken a year or sometimes more to get to this point.
Yeah.
So I kind of bring that to light because many of our listeners who are in the field of entertainment get discouraged easily. And when projects aren't picked up right away, or you have a great idea and then you see something similar to it come out, I just want to encourage people to keep pushing your dream forward, because nobody can do it like you, and nobody can have the same vision that you have. So it's important to realize that not everybody is picked up right away.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it takes years. Sometimes you can be in the limelight of your life and then become the star that you've always wanted to be and shine brighter than you ever thought before. So in saying that, I'm going to pass the mic around here because I know there are questions brewing. But at the same time, I know Autumn has a project that she's working on, and we will be hearing about that very soon. And she has sat, Autumn, you SAG-AFTRA. AFTA, I'm sorry. And you know I can't speak. Spell it for me.
She couldn't resist.
Yeah,
She
could not
couldn't wait to spell it.
That's the big dogs right there. Yeah.
Right. So, and Autumn has some projects brewing as well. Autumn, could you enlighten us?
Well, planning on doing August Wilson's 2 Trains in October. Yeah, so you'll hear more about that the closer we get to that date. I'm just trying to figure out why ain't y'all play? Right. I'm like,
How did I miss the reason?
I did see the casting call. I just Googled it and saw the casting call.
I
That was
missed
like,
it.
You know
I
half
should
the
have
people.
people.
You know half the
I'm
people,
just
don't you?
missing.
no, actually, I do know Angel though. Angel and I, she played my wife in a play we just ran in May called Split Second. So she's an awesome actress, awesome. So I know it's gonna be really good. Yeah.
You know what? And it's so funny that you mentioned that about the casting, but I was just kind of like, oh, was this a subject matter that we would be interested in? And I've been really surprised at the feedback. Just out passing out flyers or just talking to people about the project. I've been really surprised at how many people are interested in the content and interested in being in the next production. But the blessing of it is this is the first of 4 productions to come.
Beautiful.
So he has been really just hitting the ground running and actually making a partnership with the theater on the square.
Right.
And so we have 3 more productions to come. So still a chance.
Will they all be at the theater in the square?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So,
So
you have a
far.
home
So
base.
far. Mhm.
Black
And
people
from that
like
point.
action figures too.
Yeah.
Right.
We like
I
stuff like
have-
that. Look,
There
we
you
love
go.
stuff like that.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I follow quite a few like Black Comic-Con type of groups on Instagram, and so I see like these cosplay pics like all the time.
Yeah.
It's just a dope thing. So
It's
like Black Heroes Matter.
Right.
I mean, that's an actual
It's
movement. So
something
they have
fun.
t-shirts and stuff like that. Yeah.
Fun.
Black heroes.
Black Heroes Matter.
Fun thing. So I will keep you in my Rolodex for the next production.
Yes.
Speaking of keeping people in their Rolodex, I do want everybody to know that we do have another networking party coming up, Industry Mixer, where we're inviting actors, singers, producers, screenwriters, dancers, whatever you might be in the entertainment industry to come out. We also ask that every business that supports you to come out. So if you're cleaning walls or setting up props or running electricity or whatever, you need to be in the house. We had a great time last time, but we really want to focus on the arts and entertainment industry moving forward. See, they are still drunk. There was too much going on at the last to even bring it up again.
I'm looking forward to the next one. I told all the cast and the crew about it. They're all excited too.
Well, there are still some RSVP free tickets available. So just look, go onto Eventbrite, look for the Conscious Party, and you will find our tickets. If you can't find them, send me a tweet. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. Send me a Twitter.
Keep it there. You're gonna now you messed
Come
it
on
up.
now.
So
Send me a Twitter. My tweet deck is simply Sean C. Robinson. That's SEANCROBINSON. You can also reach. Go ahead.
Oh, you can reach me, Autumn Monroe, on Facebook and Instagram at Miss Autumn Monroe, MISSAUTUMNMONROE, and just Autumn Monroe on Twitter.
Nobody can spell that fast.
My S what?
You can reach me at Dap Paxton on Facebook and Daps World on Instagram.
And you can reach me at Joy Leah on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat.
So now you have it. That's all of our social medias. Please reach out to us if you haven't already gotten your information for the upcoming Industry Mixer, which will be held August 17th at Coaxum's Seafood Spot. So right now we're going to go take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back with everybody's individual segments. So I promise you, this is worth waiting for, so stay woke.
What time is it?
Already?
Right. What time it is?
You doing
What
the
time
same
is
this
it?
kind of early.
That's what we do.
Oh my gosh, that went good. I was nervous. I think I sweat my
Is this gluten free wine?
I
My thyroid can't really,
can't handle all that.
process. I'm just kidding.
I thought I was gonna need a shot in the car. Very nervous of my Hennessy at home again.
So you're the director of marketing.
I left my Hennessy. I do enjoy I'm the marketing. She said she was nervous, but she left her Hennessy. So I didn't. I was like, I heard record.
You know we come back it's on you.
So,
Yeah, I was actually running late because I had a SAG event right before this, so I was coming up that road. I was not playing. I had to dip out. Like, I'll see y'all later.
So Joy and Son, what y'all been up to?
Well, you see what I'm
I
up
should have
to.
never left Emerald.
Who told you that lie?
We laughed.
Who told you that lie?
I should have never left That was what they call it when they tell you something and they change it. Not put line and singer, but bait and switch. Oh Lord, I should have stayed where I was, Lord.
So what are you doing now?
Well, I'm an account manager. The company is just ridiculous. The job is great. This is the company. Oh, fix it, Jesus.
It's always people.
Well, I work for a big company on one of my 1,000 jobs.
Right.
And I love the people there. We be getting it in. We talk about and so the company that I work for, it does spark the series.
Speak on it.
Honey, because it's gonna be hilarious. Hilarious. Yeah. But
Do you do any of you guys do any like other extra work and stuff like that?
Rarely.
Casting agency.
so look, she
Rarely.
just got that residual check tonight.
Yeah, rarely. The extra work. I do a lot of independent film work, a lot of stage work. Yeah. So, yeah, holla at me. You know what I'm saying? Check me out. Google me. You know what I'm saying? Google me. I'll Google the boy.
I got the IMDb page.
Right.
Y'all and
But I'm creating my own opportunities. Everybody got time to be waiting on somebody else.
Yeah, I'm actually writing a series right now. I'm a writer too. So, and it's gonna be dope.
We gotta make our own way.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm almost, as a script writer, I'm almost leaning toward the whole having to play thing. Just because I mean, when I write, I feel like I can transfer that from a play to a movie to a TV series. Because with a play, you can get it out there faster.
Right.
You don't have to go through Hollywood. You need the backing.
Well, it depends. Like, if you're an independent filmmaker, then you can get it out there a lot faster.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah,
play,
I have
it's
to
a lot
agree.
less effort. Like, theater, it takes months.
It does.
You need to rehearse, and you got to do it, and it costs a lot of money up front.
Yeah.
Whereas independent film, I mean, if you have a small budget, then you can rock that, shoot it over weekends, make sure it's quality, and you can put it out there immediately.
I have a good friend that
You ain't got
does
no budget and you know the right people, you can get it done.
Yeah.
You want a happy birthday?
Yeah, happy birthday. It's my mom's birthday today.
Put that at the end of your segment, and they're gonna play happy birthday right after.
Yeah, I
So
told
they're
them to
gonna break
play
up,
it
and
after.
then you'll come on after the happy birthday.
Oh, okay. Is that how they gonna
Right.
do it?
Right.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
What
I
y'all gonna
figured
talk
it-
about? Can I say?
Yeah, you can say.
Now, can I say?
We're gonna go back. We're gonna, right after this song, they're gonna play your intro, and you're up. Soon as your time is up, we're gonna go into Dap's intro. You're up. Soon as you're done, they're gonna play Happy Birthday. You're up. Soon as you're done, they're gonna play another song. Then we're gonna come back and finish with What's the Help. What the hell?
But yeah, you got, like I raised like $1,500 in like a week. I
Well, I
didn't
did
know
some
my
money.
friends just called and
Cause you
texted
raised rent.
and text. But if I'd have known they was gonna send me money like that quick, I would have did like an Indiegogo. Because when you get like a quick turnaround of money like that, they promote your stuff.
Now,
I didn't know that.
Who is the date that's giving money? Is it your friends?
It's my friends and family. But I'm gonna tell you, I know at least half of that came from people giving me $5. I'm like, you don't need that coffee, give me that $5.
Do you guys go to the film festival in Miami at all?
I didn't
I've been
see
down.
that.
The one in Atlanta?
I've
What
been
called
to-
Bronze Lens.
That's coming up.
ABFF.
No, ABFF is in Florida, but Bronze Lens is the 23rd.
I
Right,
never
I
heard
wanna
of
go
it.
to that.
It's the big one in Atlanta.
I'll be in Bronzeville.
Is it always in Atlanta?
Mhm. That's the 6th year.
It's always
A friend of mine started. I go in.
Okay, fine.
I'm gonna have to
That,
Call
the
me if
Urban
you want.
Media
I
Makers
can't
Film
say what's on my
Festival.
list. You gotta
She's
wait.
the oldest
Call
in
me if you
Atlanta.
want to.
She's at that one is in Norcross.
And okay, Bronzeville. What was the other one?
You
Everybody
UFF?
get a chance. Look, everybody get a chance.
Urban Media
to
Makers
comment
Film
about that.
Festival. There's the Peachtree Village Film Festival. I don't know when that one started.
It's a
The Atlanta Film Festival is awesome sauce because they got
it's
homes
a
and a lot of their stuff be free. A lot of their
I've been to
classes
that.
be free.
Sure.
They be having some good classes. Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you
but
now.
then
Hey,
there are
okay, make sure-
organizations like What's
Make sure.
they have
What's
it.
got
Got
it?
it.
But I stopped being able to go to their stuff because
I was
it
like,
switched from
we're not
breakfast
talking about me this
to
week.
nighttime. And I have products
Yeah.
on Thursday. So yeah.
I mean, you can't.
1 o'clock.
You gotta
I don't really get to afford that anymore. I did. I don't really have that anymore.
Piece of gum.
I'm bringing you some Rico's notes and see if we have the same
I'm
response.
doing more.
No,
No, no, I'm lying.
Both
I'm
my
lying.
kids are out the house.
Okay, I gotta get ready.
Yay.
Well, I have one out the house and then one
Oh.
put out the house.
Okay.
Y'all
So
how they
now I don't
work,
have to
you
work like a job or anything. college.
know. We don't wear it.
I know that.
That's because instead of playing 3 songs, we play 1.
I woke up, I was working on my dissertation. I woke up and was like, here's what I want to do. I'm going to take that morning that I made the conscious decision. My girlfriend is a cat. Wanda Pike, call me on the phone.
How's your house?
LC
on this all.
Hey, you want to be in the film? I'm like,
Y'all pick on me.
yeah, this address is 4 o'clock.
Is what's up, baby? Tell this to the name. Good friendship.
Yeah,
I mean, she called me out of the blue. I mean, we talked, but for her to call me about putting in a film, that was
What
the
they put
day
on
that I
the
made the conscious decision, and I've been doing it ever since. And then
How
right
much is
after
taking
that,
on here? Tell
I
me.
auditioned for this dynamic
$25 vendor at the industry party.
Right,
and
or you can get a table for 6 between.
I auditioned for his
Table
wife.
for
Right, so if you bring your whole company or whatever.
And she didn't believe that I had never acted before. I had never acted.
I feel like acting is either a gift you're born with or something that you have worked very hard to
But
craft.
again, I'm going
A lot of
because
people think
she needs
it's
to
so
see
easy.
them,
Oh,
see if you know
why
that
would you act like why would you act like
Bring- trying to bring people
hard?
through.
Writing
It
is
is.
hard
Whether they're
enough.
coming out,
Oh,
is it the-
It is, and you need to be in class and stay because when I think the once I started taking classes,
So he can also kind
I
of
could
figure
see
out
the
how his
difference
mind
from
is
where I
going.
started and like
Know
where
how
I'm at.
people put on stage. All right, y'all. 3 seconds.
All right, y'all. Oh,
And we're
God.
coming back with joy.
Hey, this is your girl, Angela. Are you ready to find out what's going on this week? Are you ready to find out who is on my list? All right, let's get to this list. It's gonna be hot tonight. So, first person on my list, thanks to Mr. Dap over here,
Oh.
is Miss Karen King, aka KK from Love and Hip Hop. Now, oh Lord Jesus, she went to jail for some pending identity fraud or some card payment she didn't pay for something that she wasn't supposed to do.
Okay.
But she not on my list because she did that. She on my list because of this picture that he sent me.
Oh.
Meat meal braids. He
Wait a
was the
minute.
thinnest braids I ever seen in my life. I was about to die. I mean, like, she had to take her wig off, I guess,
Oh, no.
when she went to jail, right? I just want to thank God the 2 times I went to jail, I had my natural hair. Because if I had to take my wig off, it was going to be a problem. Now,
Wait,
I promise you.
2.
I mean, 2.
You on my list.
Like I said, I
I know
just
we
want
had a criminal over here.
So I've been locked up twice.
exactly. My man was just simple domestic charges. Don't listen to me. But yeah, she is on my list. So since Dap sent it to me, how you feel about that picture that we saw?
You know, she just look like somebody's drunk auntie.
Oh.
You know what I mean? That just got. I don't even know who she is. When I saw it, I was like, Love and Hip Hop. Okay, Kiki. Okay, that's what somebody's drunk auntie. So I sent it to you. I was like, she needs to be on your list.
Yeah, she is on my list. She is wrong for that. I mean, I can't believe it. Like, them braids. I mean, she need to go natural, for real. Like, them braids will thicken up a little bit. I just think, okay. Anyway. Now, moving on. The next person on my list is, God, Jesus. This Usher Raymond thing and this alleged case of sexually transmitted diseases. Herpes is what it is, okay? And this new girl coming out on TV and on everything.
I just saw that.
Now she knows she wrong for that, lying on TV now. Everybody knows she lying, like she wrong for that. But the problem I have is not her being, you know, whatever Usher, he can like who he want to like. I mean, you know what I mean? My problem is, this is Atlanta. And you is having unprotected sex with anybody in the ATL. It's a crime itself. That is the #1 killer in Atlanta. Unprotected sex. I'm going to tell you that right now. It ain't murder. It ain't murder. It is unprotected sex in the ATL. Am I lying? Now, am I lying? Now, Miss Alter.
She coming forward.
Spill a name.
I'm like, oh, that's okay. How do you feel about this? And, I mean,
You know, half the population, there's a large number of Americans with herpes that don't even know it, that they have that disease, first of all. Secondly, in this day and age, you cannot have unprotected sex.
It's her
She better
fault.
be glad that she got herpes and not HIV.
Exactly.
Atlanta has a large population of homosexual men, and I don't have a problem with them. But it's those men in that population who are not informing the women that they're sleeping with. Because African American women, I think between 17 and 25, are really high risk, but then I think it's like 17 to 25, but then it jumps to like
40 or
like
something.
I think it's like 50 to 65,
Yeah.
somewhere up in that range,
Yeah.
are very high
They're
risk
still doing it.
women because they
Them
are
cougars.
getting what yes.
Well, they think they don't need to use protection.
Right.
And it's not
right,
safe.
but
It's
it's
Atlanta.
not safe in
I'm
Atlanta.
serious.
Right, because
It's not.
there are a lot, and it's not just the gay men. I'm not bashing anybody.
It's
but
everybody.
It's everybody
They
here.
need to be protected.
Men and
Non-disclosure.
women. Yeah, it's
You
everybody
need
here in
to be
Atlanta
protected.
who's not protecting themselves.
Yes.
You know, having sex, but then not only are you not protecting yourself, you don't even know your status. And they have the little vans that pop up all over, especially in the black neighborhood,
Right.
where you can get that 1 minute HIV test for free. You need to know your stat. People know your status.
They
Okay.
have
Know
a
your
swab.
Know your
You
status.
can get out
Know
the
your-
drugstore.
yeah.
Okay.
Know
yourself.
your
I heard about these. I heard about these
Unprotected sex is
condoms
on.
that change colors.
Yeah.
With if they like if you
Yeah,
have
if you
something,
have
it
something.
changed like
I
red.
mean,
Don't
It-
be worried
as
about
we
it. It's
can
supposed
see-
to glow in the dark.
It's
They're
like-
not even wearing the condoms. They're not even wearing the condoms.
I'm
So it
just
don't
saying.
even matter if it turn colors or not. They're not even
You
putting
better
them
pour
on.
that kind of amount and lay it on that thing.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
we gonna wrap that up because
We're going to wrap that up.
Because we will
Excellent choice of words.
Because I can't stand it. That's all I gotta say.
I did like the
question
video
about that,
though.
Joy?
Yeah.
What do you think about, what's the difference between them saying he exposed them to it or they gave it to him? Do you think they should get paid either way?
You don't get $1 for not protecting yourself. You don't get nothing. It is her job to protect herself. It is my job to protect myself. It's not Usher's job to make sure that he protects me. It's my job. So you get nothing. You get nada. So
Spoken like a mother.
moving on.
I like
Protect
that.
yourself. Now, seriously,
Oh,
on a serious note,
slowing it down.
the judicial system is now on my list.
Uh-oh. The
Because
entire.
everyone, everybody, because
Clarence Thomas?
this little white girl has went to jail for 2 years. Well, she's going to jail for 2 years. Whatever it is, they trying to put her in jail
Okay.
because she assisted. She ain't killed this white boy. She assisted in this white boy killing himself.
Oh, yeah.
So because he said, I'm gonna kill myself. And she said, go ahead, Keisha. Okay. So he killed himself. And because of the text that she said that, she get 2 years. So clearly, white lives matter, even if you assist on helping them kill their own damn self. But 18 black people we done got on videotape everything, and not a nigga did 1 day in jail. But you're gonna let this little white girl go. That's all I gotta say.
Well,
Sean.
well, see,
Sean,
she
Sean,
throw the
I'm
mic at
mad.
me.
I'm mad.
She
I'm
mad.
mad. I'm mad.
Okay, to my understanding, they didn't send her to jail. They told her to go home.
Well, they need to.
Right. They told her to go home and try to appeal her case. So she has 18 months to try to appeal her case
I hope she
from
does.
home.
I hope she does.
Now, this injustice system, whether you believe she was right or wrong for what she did, if it can't be impartial at the end of the day, then it needs. You're right. They need to be on your list, and they need to be.
Exactly.
Because laws need to be mandatory across the board.
Across
It
the
needs to be the same regardless of hue of your complexion or gender or whatever else you might have out there. So I don't know how to feel. I'm on
mad.
the fence.
This
I'm
is-
upset
what?
that she told this boy to kill himself,
Okay, so
knowing
listen.
the mental state he was
Okay,
in.
whatever
But at the
mental
same
state he
time-
was in, there's little boys walking down the street that's in no mental state that's getting shot.
Right.
So, and they don't get no day in jail. So this, I hate to say it, you need to let the little girl go. Sorry, little boy. Say R.I.P. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is sorry. You need to let her go. You know what I'm saying? Because she ain't do nothing wrong in my book. I'm just saying. What did she do so wrong besides
Antagonize someone who was mentally warped.
But I'm
to
saying
begin
I've told a lot of people to kill themselves.
exactly?
You know what I mean?
And they ain't really do it.
Don't have
But
nothing to do
I done
with me.
seen
Right.
these people actually
kill-
kill these boys on TV,
Right.
but they spent a day in jail. And
Right.
you mean to tell me? I mean, I'm not saying he do whatever. No, I'm just saying let's keep it real. If you're gonna let them off, let her off.
Understood.
Hey, we gonna everybody get off.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, now we're going to wrap up your list.
I'm done.
You know what? We're going to leave your list and go straight into Dap's world.
Yo, what's up, good people? This is Dap. And, first of all, let me give a shout out to my wonderful, beautiful mother. Today is her birthday. And I just want to make sure that we celebrate her. So if everybody can say happy birthday real quick. Happy birthday!
Happy
Mom!
birthday!
Miss Dap, Mama.
Birthday.
Hopefully she's listening. We love you. We
Cheers.
love you dearly. So I'm getting to my segment though, and I am focused on defining our future, right? Redefining our narrative. So the first thing I start thinking about is manifesting, right? How are we gonna manifest the things that we really want? Right? What do we really want? Which is the first thing to do. So I have my 5 ways of manifesting the things that you want. All right, first step, identify what it is that you really truly want, right? The things that fulfill you the most. What is it that makes you most proud of yourself? Right? What is it that you want? And sometimes I know that's like the hardest thing for me to do, is to kind of filter out all of this stuff that I want. I want a nicer car, I want a nicer house, I want my own business, I want time with my kids, I want, all these different things. And you just have to buckle down and say, okay, what is it in this life that will make me feel most fulfilled? Not the things that's going to make me happy, but the things that's going to make me most fulfilled. And just meditate on that. Once you've identified that, then you want to start to visualize. Right? Visualize yourself in that space, being fulfilled, being that person that you always dreamed that you could be. Right? Picture yourself right there. Feel it. Where do you want to end up when it's your last day on earth and you looking back on your whole life? What kind of memories do you want to have when you're in that moment? How do you want to feel? Next thing is take action. All right, find out what it is that is going to produce the things that you want. Act on that. Find people who you admire that's doing that same thing that you can look up to, and you can see the steps that they've taken to accomplish those goals, and just jump on it and do it. And make sure you do it right away. Like, don't hesitate, because the longer you take, the harder it's going to be to act on that. You're going to start having doubts. You're going to start worrying. Is this really for me? Can I really do it? Don't even think. Just act. And I know that's kind of counterintuitive because everybody tells you to think about. Feel what it is and just act on it. And if you fall and bump your head, you just fall and bump your head. Get up and do it again. All right? Next thing is be grateful for everything, for all of it, for the experiences, for the times that you did bump your head, for the times that you think you made a mistake, but you learned from it, from the relationships that went bad, from everything. Just be grateful for it all. Be grateful for where you are right now in this moment, no matter what's going on in your life. Be grateful for what it is right now, and just know that you have the power to change that just by shifting your focus. Thinking about changing your narrative. What do I want my life to be, to look like, to feel like? How do I want to impact other people? So now get grateful for all of that stuff and feel that gratefulness. Next thing, step number 5. Stop with the limiting beliefs. All right, don't let your doubts fester, because we're going to have doubts, right? That's a real thing. We're going to have those moments where we're like, I don't think this is really for me. Have those thoughts and then keep it moving, all right? You're going to have to hold on to the doubts. Those doubts are going to be the things that cause roadblocks, and it's going to be harder for you to accomplish the things that you really want to accomplish, to be the person that you really want to be, because it's really all about being, right? So don't let the doubts fester. Let go of them. Know that they're going to be there, but shift your focus to the solutions. How can I be? How will I be? How am I being right now? All right? So 5 steps. Find out what it is that you really want, the things that make you feel most fulfilled. Visualize you being that person that you always want to be. Take action on those things quickly. Be grateful for all things, for everything. And stop with the limiting beliefs. Know that everything is the way it's supposed to be. Everything, the universe is working for you. Everything is working for your greater good. Even the things that doesn't feel all that great. So just keep that in mind, folks. I want to put that out there. It helped me. It motivated me. So I just wanted to give you all that. And so that's the end of my 8 minutes. But again, happy birthday to my mom, and I'm dedicating this song to you.
Oh.
Love you. I forgot how long this intro was.
Done with y'all. I'm looking. They in there dancing.
Was this the song that he came out with for his birthday, right? Yeah. When they finally made it,
right?
Like 80.
Yeah, 80 something.
Yeah, it was 80 something. Yeah.
So that's not old. That's not
Look.
old. Hold on now.
That ain't old.
I'm afraid you got some more.
I mean, it's old. But hey,
I need you to pull the cup down.
68.
I'm putting that on
When he
TV.
died, that was
Everybody got a cup on the table.
I ain't talking about the cup, I'm talking about the bottle. Hey y'all, we just drinking water.
Come here.
Just saying.
No labels on film.
Right.
It's
Let's
the
say
top.
hand.
Happy birthday
Right.
to you. Happy birthday. You know, it's
It's a
happy people birthday songs. Come on now. When it's somebody's birthday, you sing this. We don't sing no happy birthday. You sing happy
Well, we sing this, and then
Yeah, we might
sing
say
this
that
one,
right.
Yes.
I'm so happy for y'all.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now that I have your handle when I know how to listen. When you listening in.
And I keep supposed to be sending that thing to people. And I be
I'm
I just don't have face on
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like everybody asks the same thing, so we gotta put that out there.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And I posted.
I'm envisioning Hennessy.
Yeah, the Instagram bio. I do, and I forgot to. Oh yeah, I didn't want it in my bio. Yes, I wanted it in my bio.
That's what you were doing. You were envisioning Hennessy.
Yes.
Eric said, let me get
See, I need to put that in there. But I
Oh, he's like,
I was working and then I had to.
I got a cup for you, bro.
because his neck is you part.
Yeah.
Since you ain't here, I'm gonna go ahead.
Go
Take
pour
care
it
of
out
that
a
for
little
you.
for
My love,
Right.
pour out a little for you.
Uncle Sean.
Yes.
He old enough to be my uncle.
Who is?
I remember
Uncle Sean.
growing up, Uncle Sean was uncle.
Uncle Sean.
Why Uncle Sean got to be old enough to be your uncle? She grew up around the corner from me. She grew up on the very next street.
Did you see the gospel
Did y'all go to
one?
high school?
Yeah. I
Oh
saw
my
that.
God, reclaiming the time, boy.
Reclaiming my time.
Right.
Is that really a gospel song?
I'm reclaiming my time.
No.
Well,
dad told me,
somebody
he's like,
sang
you know, it's a
something that was
gospel
gospel. Now, they did. Somebody I heard.
I'm reclaiming my
a gospel.
Yo, that was so
Somebody
That was
redeeming or
hilarious.
something. But yeah, that was.
Joy.
Did you see the gospel one?
I'm talking about Joy reclaiming my
Oh
time.
yes, honey.
I've heard that too many times this week now.
Everybody
So what you think? I'm reclaiming my time. I was like, you know what? I'm done
You
with
know
you.
what?
It was hilarious. When I say she was shutting him down,
She said it so nice.
Right, because I want to hear that. Answer my question.
And then everybody else did it.
She
after.
was. No, but then she was like, you need to educate him and don't take that from my
And
time.
don't take that.
I'm
from
reclaiming my
myself. I'm
time.
reclaiming
We
my time.
really
But that's what
educated
happened
him
when
on
you know your
the
knowledge is power.
Knowledge is
She
power.
knew her thing, so
Can't take that.
that's the Robert Rules right there.
She was reading, honey.
Yeah, honey. She know all the protocols.
I've been up in this building for so long.
She know all the she know all the protocols from the old book and every new edition they come out with new.
Yes.
Right there.
That's why
I
I
remember I was
was
like
like
this
her wig and stuff. She was like, whatever.
Right.
Your wig or not,
Right.
I still know my business.
Sure.
Right, right.
It was something she was on, and she was like, they asked her something about Trump, and she was like, I am in the business of impeaching this president. He asking me questions about Obama. But she was like, but she was like, you are Obama hater. And when I talk to you right now, and she walked away, I was like,
I love her.
I said,
Yes.
Well, once she at that age when she said what
I
she
know,
wanted.
right?
Right,
Exactly.
right.
Then it's,
No
y'all need to
filter.
reach out to Onyx Con. Have y'all reached out to them?
What is
They
Onyx?
have a black comic book
Oh, wow.
event every single year, and actually I think it's coming up like after Labor Day. It's coming up soon. It's called Onyx Con,
Okay.
but they will, just reach out to them and see if they'll
I'm gonna
come out
definitely
and
tell
support
Winston.
I love this group.
Onyx Con.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell
There's so much information around this table.
I'm
And this
trying
is a
to-
new world to me, this whole Comic-Con thing. I mean, like, it was like, whew.
Yeah, I was
Research,
watching Game of
research,
Thrones and
research.
they had the thing where they were talking about Comic Con.
I'm really new to it too. I just went
You
to
say
that event.
Onyx?
For, yeah, Onyx
Onyx
Con.
Con.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
about
So like
to
I
show
said,
you.
you have 3 more productions, so the more the merrier. Especially this type of genre. Like, you never know. Like, if you would have told me that, I'd have never knew anything about it. It's like a
This
little
is,
niche market.
That's their page
I wanna
on
see this picture.
Instagram.
Your picture.
So they post like all the time. So even if they can post like the flyer for the play, you know what I'm saying? Like that'll
Most
be dope
definitely.
too.
And then they
There you
can,
go.
if they want to come participate. How y'all doing today? This is your girl, Autumn Monroe. So as you all know, we talked about it earlier, I am a member of SAG-AFTRA. And for those who don't know what that is, it's a union. And as a member of SAG-AFTRA and as an actor who resides in Atlanta, I am a peach. I'm an appley peach, lover, representing New York, Virginia, and Atlanta. It offends me. It offends me when people mention Atlanta actors as if we are less than, and we're not. And someone mentioned, what is the culture of Atlanta and Atlanta actors in the film industry here? And our culture is that of support and supporting one another and building one another up. So when we go to an audition and we see our fellow actors there, we hug, kiss, great to see you. Before you go in to do the audition, it's like, good luck, break a leg, do your thing, you know, because even though we want the part, we want somebody from the home team to have the part. Right. So if we don't get it, we're still rooting for that other person. And people are talking about, well, they don't take classes there. Yeah, that's a lie. We do take classes. Just the fact that, again, I'm a member of SAG-AFTRA. Twice a month, we have either a workshop or we're meeting with someone or having a class with an abundance of the teachers here and some of the veteran actors that are here. You know, two of my favorite teachers, Kristen Shaw, love her. So a lot of people don't want to come to Atlanta or the South Side. She's actually where we are. She's located on Holcomb Bridge. Okay. The teacher that I love the most, anybody knows me knows I love my coach, and that would be Dwayne Boyd. Okay. You know, he's amazing, and the students from his class are doing great things, and the students who make it to his workshop, you know, the casting directors and agents, they know him and they respect his opinion. He's an amazing teacher. But then through the conservatory that's a part of SAG-AFTRA, you know, I've taken classes with teachers like Gary Weeks, Rob Mello. One of my favorites from the class, love Clayton Landy. His scene study workshop, amazing workshop. I took the scene study class with Terry Vaughn. Let me tell you something. Terry Vaughn is no joke. That scene study class was awesome. Terry, can we get that class back again, girl? Just gonna put that out there right quick. Her class was really good. You know, we have people like Dave Pileggi, who's always encouraging. There are, you know, casting, you know, directors come and help. Like Shannon Eubanks, she does private classes, and these classes are affordable. You're not paying thousands of dollars, you know, for these classes. They know they know that the actor cannot afford, you know, to take, you know, to pay all that money. Right. You know, we have a regular job, but then we're still trying, you know, to act. So yeah, we do take classes. We are not less than. We're here and we're doing our thing, and we are deserving, and we are getting those principal roles and guest star and co-star roles here in Atlanta. So anyone from, you know, LA, New York, Chicago, New Orleans, Canada, yeah, if you're listening, yeah, you need to check us out here in Atlanta because we're amazing. We're phenomenal. We bring life to projects. You know, I was just watching Sully the other day, and Wilbur and Clayton, who are based here in Atlanta, they were both in the film. Okay. You know, the film ATL is filmed here. A lot of local talent, you know, is in that film. You know, so we're doing great things here, but I'm gonna need you all not to say that we don't have the talent here, that we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing here, because we are constantly honing our craft and doing what we can, you know, to make sure that we are on the map and that we are making, you know, Atlanta proud. All of these millions of dollars that are going into the industry, yeah, we're a part of those productions, and I don't mean as the background either. I mean, we're in the forefront, you know, of those. So just keep it in mind, you know. And if you are working steadily and you're an actor here, in Atlanta and you're on these TV shows, commercials, and doing those other type of things, yeah, I'm gonna need you to join the union because it makes a difference. It's important and it makes a difference. You know, I need you to check out Melissa and Allison down at the SAG after office if you have any questions. And this is Autumn Monroe with Leaves of Knowledge raining down on you.
See, and that's wrapping everything up. And again, we're talking about the industry and what it is here in Atlanta. So make sure you come out to the industry party on the August 17th at Coaxum's Restaurant and make the most out of your resume by just putting your business card in someone else's hand and meeting someone new. We've got actors right here in front of us, directors, screenwriters, and we're putting Atlanta on the map. So after this break, I'm going to wake you back up. But until then, stay woke. We got phones going on.
We are dope AF.
Right. We are.
We
No,
are
but this
though, man. Yo, it's
casting
some- it's some
director,
ill
but my
talent
thing is
in
they
there.
always talking about actors.
Y'all
and actors. Like,
Well,
what
I
does that
mean,
mean?
we got something to prove though.
Right.
Believe it or not, we do
Oh,
have,
okay.
we have
We
something to
do,
prove.
but they act like, you know, I think what it is there are people out here who are not in any classes, who haven't taken any classes, who are out here doing things and getting opportunities, and then they show up and they're not professional.
Yeah.
Because when I was casting for my short film, people showed up to the audition. This one lady showed up drunk. This other person came there with like a 4x6, just regular photograph. They didn't have headshots. Some people didn't have resumes. And if you don't have a resume, that's one thing. They
this criticism from? I'm just curious.
just you just
Well,
hear it.
yeah,
you
you
hear it a lot.
You do hear it.
If you stay around, you're hearing a lot.
You
about
think
the
it's a little
Atlanta
jealousy though? Because I think
Yeah,
it has
well,
something to
people
do
are
with
hating.
the business
It
moving
is
here.
because everything
That's
is
what I
coming
think.
here
It
and
has a
it's
lot to
moving
do with
away.
a lot of
It
different
does.
things, but it also
That's part of
has a lot to do with like what Autumn is saying
Right,
too.
some of
These
the
casting directors are
professionalism.
coming here
That
and
doesn't help.
they're seeing things happen. However, it's the same stuff that goes on everywhere.
In LA, that's what I was
but
gonna
it's same
say.
stuff.
LA,
same
New York,
thing
it's
in
probably
New York.
worse.
It's people coming
Right.
in, they not professional either. But because in Atlanta, we're babies,
Not
we have to
me.
admit.
I'm gonna say it's this. I'm gonna say they jealous.
That-
And it was really $10 million from what I heard.
Yeah, in 20
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's a
I'm
lot
like,
of money.
that's not police
But we
line.
are babies,
I saw
like
the
the
video,
industry
too.
is in its infancy.
It
I
is.
said
Yeah,
she
we
could have
get
looked a lot
that.
different when he met.
But yo, it's some ill talent here in Atlanta.
Ill.
Like
Yeah, you right about
kicking
that
ass.
deal thing.
Yeah.
If
But
you're not
then the
part
thing
of-
that
if you're
really
not a part of-
pisses me off, though, there are actors saying no names, but they working steadily. But you reaping my benefits. You know, I pay into the union. I pay into this
Yeah.
union. You know, I pay into, you know, my health benefits and all of that. But then you,
I
my
know, he's
benefits,
sticking
you
to
can't
me,
pay
so
into
I'm
the
trying to
union.
I'm not saying that.
I don't know,
This
this
is
is my
involved.
curiosity. How does it affect you? You choose to actors who are not in guilds. How does that affect?
Well, I'm not sad.
You're not sad. But how
I'm
does
not
it
sad.
affect
But my
you?
thing is,
Right, 'cause I tried to
it was a
Google
conscious
it.
decision that I made. But and people kept telling me,
Y'all
"Don't
better
take
take
the
the
because
picture.
when I became SAG
Yeah.
actor, I didn't have a resume.
Yeah.
But
How does it negatively impact you if I'm
I-
not in guild?
I say that because I was SAG after I got my agent. First of all, because had I not been in the union, I would not have been allowed to go to that meeting where we had the agents roundtable. Because the first one that they had was private, SAG after only. So we got it was a small group of us, right.
Karen.
But then you know I did put it to you this way: I did SAG after work as an extra on this big film that came there, and because the cinematographer liked my look, I worked for 2 weeks in the background. But what I made for that, what I made for them 2 weeks, I made in one day as a SAG after background in a commercial. I made more in that one day than I did in the 2 weeks.
I had my
So
natural.
it makes it harder for you to demand
You
certain
prepared
pay.
beforehand.
Well, it's
for
a-
the-
it's a
for-
right
I didn't
to work.
prepare, but I
right,
just
it's a
thank
right to
God.
work
So
state.
because it's a right to work state, it's not necessarily
I don't know, I
that
think
they
I
have
probably was-
non-union actors that's making it
I
difficult
would-
for
I don't know,
union
I would
actors.
make
It's
sure.
just that it's a right to work state.
It's a right to work
And
state.
that makes it difficult for union actors
To enforce.
to get work.
The
I'm a
union.
director. I can wait for non-active
Maserati.
actor.
Right.
Well, this one chick,
Hey,
I know.
Yes.
Oh,
This
you
one
like-
chick I know where she
Why
don't
don't
have to come
you
around.
keep
Yeah.
This one chick I know,
Okay.
I'm
It's a money thing.
It is a money.
However,
she said to put this thing in.
Oh, however,
She didn't pay her card.
when there's a SAG,
She got that from Drive Time.
I want to say everybody gets that SAG rate except for the background is different.
Rain
The background is different.
I would
But everybody
never not
gets
have that
you still get the SAG rate. You still get them
I'd
benefits.
be afraid
So,
of
and
that.
That's
then
the
you get
thing,
What if they
like,
would get one day?
to become
What if they
SAG
closed and you gotta go somewhere?
for working on that
So that's one
project.
thing, like,
You know,
You
but
just wanna
people
pick
think
it up?
it's hard. Like
Yep.
my short film was SAG.
Yep.
It's not a lot of paperwork. It's not a lot of paperwork.
You wanna pay your note?
Oh, you need
Yep.
one SAG actor on your
Nope.
team to make it a
you
SAG.
gotta be like,
film.
yeah.
They SAG don't care nothing about nothing but that one actor.
But it's
on the
different
film.
though, because my short film was SAG, and like I still didn't get, I'm still not SAG eligible
Because it's a short.
because it's a short
Yeah,
film.
because it's a short.
So, but like if I did,
I didn't know that either.
so what they told me, because I called
Mhm.
to pay, because I got the money. I was like, let me just pay. They're
Right.
like, well, I have to do 3 projects, 3 SAG projects,
Right.
in order to be SAG eligible.
Right.
And I hadn't gotten to that 3rd one yet.
Right.
And so, I haven't, like, I'm representing my house.
Right.
It's one of the top agencies in Atlanta.
Mhm.
You know, but I still haven't gotten that SAG,
Project.
that SAG project yet.
Cool.
It's coming.
And here in New York, you can get SAG from doing background in New York. You
Yeah.
can't get that here in
Right.
Atlanta.
Well, what do y'all think about? I think David Banner was saying how Atlanta's getting all this money from this acting industry, but a lot of like regular people don't know about the jobs like grips and how to become a
Well,
cameraman.
see,
but
that's
that's
just-
the longevity.
That's just
Well,
education.
right,
That's just education.
Right. That's why they formed
They
the
don't
Film
really promote
Academy.
those
But
jobs,
the
though.
issue with the Film Academy, the issue that I have with the Film Academy, is they put all this money into these schools, but there is no HBCU that got a dime of that money, and I have an issue with that. Why? And I graduated from Georgia State. They have an amazing film program. And they have an
I know, right?
amazing
I'm playing
partnership. But like
The man
nobody,
complaining.
Clark Atlanta was the first film that I did.
I'm sipping
But
because
they're
I'm thirsty, but
But
it's not healthy.
Clark Atlanta
Oh,
it's making you
doesn't,
thirsty.
they don't have any
That is water.
money because they get the certification and then they help you get a job.
Somebody running
So,
off with a lot of money.
It's
I heard it was $10 billion.
it is, but the
in
thing,
2016.
right? But the thing is,
That's
those
that's
kind of
a lot
jobs,
money.
those kind of jobs, you have to be trained to do that.
And that's
Even
the
though
thing.
you think somebody is just, all they doing is holding that thing over
Yeah.
the thing,
Nah,
then
that's-
no,
yeah.
no, you have
That's
to
what
be
he was
trained
saying.
to
So
do that.
that's what's happening. They're saying
Right.
that it's a really big gap in between
It's a gap.
the number of projects that's going on and the number of people who are qualified
Right.
to do those jobs.
That's what he said.
And
Right.
however, I've been on sets where there's like 2 black people,
Yep.
and we'll have this conversation. Me and the black people, we'll have this conversation. And like, yo, it's buku people that could be here right now.
Yeah, that's
and
what I heard.
they will not hire more than like 2 or 3 black people to work on the set. So actually, I'm
And-
working with
right.
Morris Brown right now
Mhm.
because they're getting their accreditation back to
Thank
develop
God.
the program. So
Oh
me and
my
my brother
God.
Jonathan, were
Yeah.
developing a curriculum for film at Morris Brown. So
I'm just
hopefully,
happy
like
to hear
within
they
the
coming
next day or
back.
so, yeah.
Well, Clark Atlanta's film program is freaking amazing. That's why I was like, when I was looking at the list of schools, I'm like, but wait a minute. And I'm gonna have to talk to some of these educators or whomever at these schools because we need some of them black dollars. You know what I'm saying? We need some of them black dollars at these black schools because they have amazing film programs here.
They could.
But not it's not just that.
unacceptable.
But it's not just it's just not even us that aren't getting the job. The African Americans here. It's any color
Georgians,
here in the
period,
it's
yeah.
people from Georgia.
California people
that,
coming and getting
even
all
that,
the jobs.
but who are qualified.
Yeah.
They're still
Yeah.
not. It's who you know because when I was on the set of Alvin and the Chipmunks, I went to a class with the Finn Cannons and he was adamant, know the people who are making the film. So know the people, know your crew.
Yeah.
So I knew everybody when I tell you I knew everybody by name on the set of Alvin and the Chipmunks, down to the executives when they came. So you must be such and such and such. And they were so surprised that I knew their name. I studied my call sheet because I wanted to know who people were.
Yeah.
So if I needed anything,
Knocks me right off of my feet.
you didn't have to worry about it.
Okay. Welcome back to Uncle Sean and the Conscious Party. I'm sitting in here listening to some live karaoke. because other people in here are singing along with SWV like they're part of the group. But speaking of live entertainment, we do have an upcoming mixer on August 17th at Coaxum's Seafood Spot.
Yeah.
Autumn, what's that address?
Is it 6331 Peachtree Industrial Boulevard, Atlanta, Georgia? Was it 30360?
That's what it is. And we open the doors at 7 p.m. on August 17th. So make sure you go online on Eventbrite or hit one of us up on our social media. We will send you the proper link so that you can be a part of what's going on and network with the arts and entertainment industry. Again, we were sitting here during the break and we were talking about the fact that there are other jobs out there. If you're not in front of the camera, there are dozens of jobs behind the camera. So make it a point to come out to the mixer, put your resume, headshot, video clip, whatever you have in someone else's hands, because if you think you're an artist, guess what? Somebody else might think so too. So I'm just saying. But so I'm getting mine together because I'm gonna be somewhere sometime soon. But anyway, we started off the evening by opening the conversation up, talking about What the Health, which was a food documentary talking about what we're eating, what we're ingesting in our systems. But we also have to think about what we're putting into our minds as well. So we're going to open the mics up again around the table and continue this conversation. And we're inviting Venus Clark to stay with us. We understand she has some input as well. The topic on the table was the food system and what we're ingesting into our system. So what was the most amazing thing that you discovered while watching that on that evening?
Man, it was so many shocking things that I found out, but I think the thing that lingered with me the most was it was talking about how we feed our children certain foods. And once a child becomes diabetic, and we know that it's been a large increase of diabetes amongst our children in recent years,
Mm-hmm.
once they become diabetic, then you're essentially taking 19 years off of those kids' life, right? Off of your baby's life in the future. So whereas they could probably live to 70, 80, 90, whatever, now, it's essentially 20 years off of that. And that's just off of diet alone. As not to mention, right? And we talk about, Black Lives Matter. We talk about, these police shootings. We talk about all these things that are just kind of infiltrating our communities. But we rarely talk about diet and how we can save our own children and our own lives just by changing the foods that we eat. We eat to live. And I mean, we talking about this, and I'm saying these things like I'm talking to myself too, because I buy deli meat. We eat turkey bacon, like, whoa, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we eat them, I'm not gonna call out the brands, but we eat the chicken sausage for breakfast in the morning, and I think that's our biggest thing. And I wanted to ask you this, Sean, because you said you're vegan. Our biggest thing is trying to. Come on. 7 days. Don't put him on front.
I kept it up. I'm gonna say vegetarian.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, but you're adopting that lifestyle.
Right.
So, breakfast is the hardest meal for us to figure out what to eat.
That's not me. What I do in the mornings is I just get. It started as a hobby, but then I just kept doing it. Those little fruit cups that you get at Publix or wherever, or Kroger or wherever you can get them?
Yeah.
That's my breakfast. I eat that, and it's enough water, it's enough nutrients to get me through the midday.
Mm-hmm.
And then for midday, I might have a large lunch, which would be nothing but a salad in most cases. And then that'll take me through the rest of the day, and I do not eat after 7 o'clock. So if I haven't eaten something else by 7 o'clock to sustain me, I'm good, because I'm usually in bed by a certain hour anyway, and I'm not trying to have bad dreams and all of that. I was following a brother on YouTube called Ralph Smart, and he talks about infinite waters, and then there's another guy
Infinite waters,
right,
yeah.
and
Diving.
and he's right. Now, when I first started watching him, I just started laughing because he's so theatrical, but at the same time, he's happy. You know, he's happy to be at the point in his life where he is, where he's abandoned the meat diet altogether. He talks about being vegan, and he really is encouraging. So every morning I might listen to him while I'm getting ready for work or whatever, and it reinstills the idea that, okay, I can do this one more day. You know,
But do you do like all organic, if you don't mind I ask? Because like, what if you're eating fruit and vegetables, but then you have the pesticide issues?
right. Now I'm not, and that's why I say vegetarian, because
Yeah.
I'm not all organic, and that's because when you're out and about, you don't know
It's
what
hard
you're
to,
eating.
yeah,
Right.
it's hard
It's
to
hard
feel
to
like
say
that.
what someone else is putting on your plate.
Mhm.
You can simply ask for a vegetarian dish. When I go, like even to the Jamaican restaurant, which I went to twice this week.
Shout out to our listeners in Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Right, but I get a complete vegetable plate, you know, and it's one place over off of it's right across from Popeyes and Churches on Lee Street.
Oh,
They have the best vegetarian plate, and
And they have veggie beef patties.
they do veggie. I cannot think of it, but they're always open. They're open until late.
Oh
in the
yeah,
day.
you know what I mean? Veggie.
She said veggie beef patty.
But you know what I meant
You
though.
know she's not a vegetarian.
Yes, I
yeah, let me get my three of them baby patties already.
And that veggie chicken.
am. Is that vegetable kind?
I want extra veggie.
Yeah, but it's not impossible. It is a harder thing to do simply because of the fact that
Yes.
you don't go as many places that have, you know. But if you ask places, or you don't even have to ask, if you just simply tell them you don't want meat, their vegetable lasagnas. There's so many. Not that I eat lasagna because I don't like pasta, but there's so many things that you can do to wedge your way into that lifestyle.
That's true.
And once you, it's just like exercising. If you put it into your routine, it becomes a part of your life. So nothing is impossible. And so I've been doing this now for just under 4 months, just under 5 months maybe, because it started as a 1 week challenge. And then I told myself, well, I can do it, and I'll eat meat maybe 1 day or 2 days a week, you know, because you couldn't take a steak from me, you know. I would stab your hand. But now, I mean, yeah, because you know, if you came over to my house, the freezer was full of ribeyes and T-bones and pork and this, that, and that. My mother used to tell me a long time ago, stop eating all that pork. And now I'm telling her that, you know. So, and now especially knowing that it reverses, if you have a vegetarian diet, you can reverse the effects of diabetes. You can reverse the effects of cancer.
I know
You can
someone that
reverse
happened
it,
too.
right?
They
So-
were diabetic and they went vegetarian and they don't even have to take their
They
medicine.
don't have to take their
My
medicine.
grandfather
Yeah.
did that.
My
He was
own
diabetic.
doctor asked me, "What are you doing? Because your blood pressure has stabilized. Your blood pressure has gone down." I'm like, I'm not stopping at certain places with brown bags and window service. You know,
Right.
you know, I make it a point to make a salad and take it to work. Or if I know I'm going somewhere, I'm looking only at their vegetarian or meals.
But can you truly be free of all the bad stuff though? Even the
can.
vegetables,
I think it's
the
impossible to
rice,
say.
yeah.
I don't think so.
I mean, everybody
Well,
has
it's just that if you're
something,
eating
you know?
out, you don't know what those people
No,
have.
but
He
I'm-
was a manager.
No, well, my thing is, like, when I was in New York, I had a community because it is hard. Because
It
when
is.
I was vegan when I moved to Atlanta, one, I couldn't find the food.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Right.
about the farmer's market and all of that when I moved here. And two, I didn't have that community.
Mhm.
But the transition back to some animal products was like difficult because I had hives and
Yeah.
it was really bad. But you know what I tend to do is, what is it? The saying is you eat to live.
Right.
Child, I live to eat. I'm a
Live to eat.
foodie, foodie nation. I love food. I eat all day, so I graze. Like for
Right,
breakfast, I
right.
might do. I'm not really a breakfast person, but you know, I might do some fruit and not no fruit cup because I don't know how long that's been sitting there. I want the fruit
No,
fresh out of the
I
bag.
have her make it in front of me.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
Cut
like,
some of that out.
like
I get
yeah.
that one too.
Fruit, oatmeal is really good
Yeah,
for you.
oatmeal's
Oatmeal is really good for you. Grits because they're made from corn, they're not the healthiest breakfast, but it's healthier than like
right.
meat
Maybe
based.
alternative.
Anything
But I
other than
keep
meat.
like nuts on the fruit and things like because I graze, so I eat about 6, 7, 8 times a day. I snack a lot. If I'm eating like a snack, it has to be some non-GMO popcorn like Boom
Right.
Chicka popcorn is the devil. That's Jesus. That popcorn is but then like a girlfriend of mine owns a Jamaican restaurant right over here on Lawrenceville Highway. Taste of Paradise, shout out. So Nicola, Nicola. But the food is really good.
Yeah.
So if I like the Esco dish, but they use fresh fish. She goes to the fish market.
Right.
You know, it's fresh products that they use because they go to the butcher, which is different from the grocery store.
Right.
You know, right.
Which is
but when you're
getting mass
right,
meat from
exactly.
these huge companies that
Exactly.
have paid
Exactly.
to make the beef
Right.
look bigger or
But you
redder.
can't just like change your diet though. You need to live a holistic lifestyle. So that means that you can't be vegan, but then you stressed out and worried about a whole bunch of stuff because you're still gonna get sick. You can't,
There are other factors.
be
Right.
vegan, but you're not healthy. Like doing some type of exercise, not running, but if you're just sitting around eating a bunch of celery, you're still not going to be healthy. Right? You're still not going to, you might lose the weight, but you're not going to be healthy.
You're not gonna be healthy.
You know, you have to watch, the things, the toothpaste that you use, the lotion, the hair products that you use. Women don't realize how detrimental and damaging perm is.
Yeah.
Perm is bad.
Perms cause thyroid.
Yeah, perm is really bad. You have to look at those type of things. That's why they have all these, natural products. Like when the Natural Hair Show comes, they don't just sell hair products. They sell products for your body as well. They have books, to help you. Queen Afua has an amazing book for women. She takes you through a 21-day fast and shows you the things to do. Like I was saying earlier, Dick Gregory.
Right.
There are all these books out here, especially if you go to an African American bookstore that are geared toward us and our bodies because we're different. We're different, and we ate nuts and berries, but you better believe that them hunters was hunting for more than just some fruits and vegetables in Africa, but it was different.
Right.
We lived in a different lifestyle. Back then.
Right.
But just like I was saying, I think on a different show, my nephew, they was giving him Ritalin. I don't believe in drugs like that because they're chemicals and they're poisons that they're putting in your body. I changed his diet and his behavior changed. We didn't eat sugar. I was vegetarian back then. We didn't eat. I didn't do anything. So I didn't give him fruit like that because fruit is high in sugar, especially bananas and things. You have to be mindful of that. Watermelon, grapes, bananas are very high in sugar. White potato, those things are very, very high in sugar. So I was very mindful of the food that I gave him. We didn't have Kool-Aid. We drank water or fresh orange juice with water.
Give it up. Give it up.
But I mean, it's okay to do things in moderation. Like I eat chocolate, but I like dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate.
Yeah,
I do dark,
chocolate.
and I'll do like dark chocolate
Yeah,
covered
that's
with
right.
raisins or blueberry. I really like dark chocolate blueberries
Right.
because the blueberries are full of antioxidants.
Right.
You need
I
to know the food
I
that you're
learned that
eating.
certain foods align
Right.
with your chakras.
Right.
I mean, it's
Exactly.
an entire,
It's an entire lifestyle.
lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
So if you're eating to improve your memory, then eat walnuts.
Cherry.
If you're right, so many foods that align directly with your chakras, and the chakras are aligned directly with your health benefits. And if you're feeling ill in one area,
Right.
food can change the way
It
you feel.
can.
Right.
Garlic.
And it's
onions,
really about
cayenne.
being aware.
Mhm.
So even if you don't change your diet entirely, you know what it takes to heal yourself.
Right.
So we're talking about really being revolutionaries.
Right.
And the fact that we're doing something completely different. Now, watching this documentary plus some other documentaries before and reading and just knowing, just having an innate sense of what's happening, I mean, we are constantly being lied to about
Constantly.
everything. And that's why I said in the last show, I was like, yo, you got to question everything.
Yep.
Because everything that we think that we know is really a program that's been put inside our subconscious
It's been
mind.
conditioned.
And so of course we're conditioned to want sugar. Of course we crave fried chicken. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many good things that's associated with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Of course we want like huge meals because every time we think about a feast, we think about Thanksgiving and family, and then that's the association thing. So we're happy. So it's really about reprogramming yourself, your mind to think a little bit differently. And in that reprogramming, then I'm not going to watch this type of programming.
Right.
I'm not going to use these type of products. I'm not going to support this type of whatever, this
Remove
industry.
these words from my vocabulary.
Exactly. You know, I'm going to see what these words mean.
Right.
You know, and I'm going to speak forward.
Right.
You know, and so, which is a whole nother conversation.
I know.
So, you know, it's really about awareness, man. And we have to take responsibility for healing our own selves. You know, when you watch that documentary, you see all these organizations that we rely on so heavily
They
to
do
tell
nothing.
us
As the
how to
authority.
heal
They do
ourselves.
nothing.
Right. They are constantly there keeping us in this
Right.
cycle of sickness.
Right.
We have to rely on ourselves. We already
Well,
know.
you have to realize the only way they're making money is by keeping you
Keeping
sick.
you
Right.
sick.
So if they told you how to get well, they would no longer exist.
Right.
So you have people who have millions and millions of dollars worth of salary that they're depending on, and the only way they can get that is to keep the lower class, the underprivileged, the uneducated in the dark.
What do you think about all the holistic doctors that are coming up mysteriously
Yo,
dead?
I don't think that they're coming up mysteriously. I think holistic doctors have always been around.
Yeah.
It's
But
just
they're
that
coming up
I think we're in the
mysterious
dead.
Yeah.
That's right, like Dr.
No,
Sebi.
he
Like
was
Dr.
old.
Sebi.
Right.
They're
Dr.
taking,
Sebi.
they're
He
taking
was
these
old.
people out. No,
No.
they're taking these people
They
out.
take,
him up.
right, because that's knowledge they don't want you to have.
Man, it is so critical, and that's the
Cut
thing
this
that
next
kind
head
of
off.
up the ante. You know what I'm saying? It put some fire under me to change some things in my life when I started seeing people being killed.
Right.
But
I mean, I have a doctor, and I'm not gonna put a name out there.
No.
My holistic doctor.
Dr.
You know what I'm saying? And I love her because she was my family doctor. She
They're
was my
real.
son's family doctor, holistic doctor,
Right.
and she was responsible for a lot of the healing that we went through. You know, and they're coming after her right now.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit is real.
Yeah, these drug companies do not want you to take their
No.
food away.
No.
You know?
But it's not just the drug companies, and that's what we have to realize. That it's the government.
It's the government.
And
It's the pyramid. It's a pyramid.
Yo,
There's just a few
Came
people at
after
the top.
Tupac.
Right.
yeah, Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, it's
He
real.
tried to tell you.
Jordan
He
was
tried to
talking
tell.
about
He did. They do though.
They
He's
do.
like
Right.
that.
They do.
As soon as you spew knowledge.
They do.
So-
They do. Because one of my sorority
changing my
sisters,
tweet.
she, her name was L.A. Banks, Estelle Banks. And when you read her books, she would put all this knowledge in there. It was about a black African-American vampire huntress. She had stuff about wolves, but it was everything that she had in there. She talked about masonry, Egyptians. It was a lot of diamonds and pearls within her stories. It went
What's her
really
name again?
deep. L.A. Banks, you know, and I'm just really surprised Sister Soldier's still around because her books have so many diamonds and pearls in there. But my sorority sister was alive at the beginning of July. She was dead come the beginning of August. Gone.
We're gonna explore that just a little bit more when we come
Right.
back. So I know that you're listening and I know you're tuned in. So I'm just asking that you stay woke a little while longer.
Yeah, they are. But when I'm like, oh, they took her out. Because if
Wait a
you
minute,
read
I gotta
what she
hear more
talks
about this.
All these secrets in there.
What sorority you in? They laughing.
Yeah,
Right.
that is Zeta.
Oh,
Exactly.
Iota, what's that? The last one
Iota.
that just came out?
That's a fraternity.
No. They got a
Sigma
female.
Gamma
They have
No.
a female division.
No.
Yeah, they just came out.
Yeah, no, they're not part of the
They're
divine
not
nine.
even real.
Then, yeah. Oh, you saw my pink?
They're brown and gold.
Don't be like that. Don't be
I
like that.
don't.
So what?
You
You
know,
talking about
Everybody
this
had to
year?
stop,
She passed?
start somewhere.
No, she passed away. What boule was?
What did they say she passed
Not
away?
Charlotte. She was San Francisco. They never
You know your boy?
I think they said cancer. But if you read her book,
Ah,
well, just like
don't
they
play
said,
us. Don't talk about us.
R-A-Y.
Like they're trying to say prodigy
That's
passed away
easy.
from choking.
That's
on
what
the
you
egg.
wanna do.
That is so wrong with you.
right.
Put that up.
Oh, Prodigy.
I'm like-
Yeah.
That sounds to me almost like
That's
she
what-
campaigned to
Why?
humiliate his legs.
Right. It's
You
O-N-G.
U.S.
Right.
H-E-R.
But they use words
It's
like that.
H-E-R.
They use words.
O-N-D.
If
That's
you
your Raymond.
listen to- They would
That's
describe a
easy.
black man as this murderous, malicious, such and such. But then they go, oh, well, we have a 5'3" white male, such and such.
Right.
And such. There'll be
Right.
an aggressive
Right.
African
And
American.
that's why I stopped watching the news.
Yeah,
Because
it's
if
the
you watch
words,
the
the
news,
verbiage that they
every time a black person does something, they have this
These
picture,
words.
the worst picture they can find of.
Yeah, the worst
They can tell you everything
Words.
he did from high school up
But
until
that's
that day.
just like, what's her name?
But
though?
as
They
soon
make
as
a
a white
point to put
person
that
does something,
photo
non-black, let's put
out
it that way.
about this. But if you think about it though, how many white people on TV that their photo looks like hers
Like,
when they get in trouble?
right, they're not gonna allow it.
Right. Just, I mean, really think about this woman in that photo that they had of her, but if she would have been white,
Go do your hair, go take care of yourself, stop
Right.
crying.
exactly, she would have still had, she still would have had on all her stuff.
Should've
Because when you
maintained
go
her
to jail, and you know this, she was
She
in there, they
know
take
this.
your
You know this.
No, that's what it is. As soon as you get in there, they take your picture. They don't make you
They don't make
wash
you
the
take
makeup
your
off.
wig
They
off
don't
and
do
do
all
all
that.
that.
They don't do that.
I was thinking more so about what you said about like your soror that was
Yeah, they
conscious
did
and
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
I was saying how they said Prodigy choked on an egg. It's almost like you're trying to be, because you know he's conscious. It's almost like you're trying to make a mockery
Belittle.
of him as a
Right.
Why not just say he was in the hospital, he choked on food?
Right.
Why would you say choked on an egg? Who choked on
Right.
eggs? So it's
Right.
almost like you're trying to like
Right.
mess up his legacy or make
Right.
it comical
Right.
or something.
Right.
That's BS.
It is.
Nobody chokes on eggs. If you said chicken bone, then
Right.
I'd be like,
Right.
okay,
I'm
maybe.
still trying to figure out how you choke on
An egg, that sounds like you're trying
Like
to.
drowning in
I
a
didn't
bowl.
know
Lying.
that's how they said that he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they said he had.
They came back out.
diabetes,
No.
It was a couple
They
of
came
days
back
ago.
out
It
a
just
couple days
came out.
ago, said he choked on some eggs.
It was just insult to industry,
I'm like-
injury already.
Right. But that's how
Well,
they
how
do
you
it.
say he
Right.
asked the way he was
Right,
speaking,
it's soft.
Right.
or his throat
Right.
closed up or
Right.
something. You're gonna say an egg is like you're trying to be funny almost.
Right.
I don't trust it. I don't think that's what happened to him anyway. But
Right. But that's the same thing with Prince. Oh, he was pumped up with all of these drugs.
I get depressed
That
every
man
time I
was
think
taking
about it.
painkillers because he was in pain. He wasn't joking.
It took me a
he
month
lived
to
his
admit that he
lifestyle
was
a little
even
bit too
gone.
healthy for all of that.
Well, you know Michael Jackson injected himself
and went in a coma,
while he was asleep.
woke up, went back in a coma.
It's some very interesting stuff out there, man.
Y'all need to talk
I was
about the
watching
Illuminati
this-
next week. I'm gonna be listening.
I was watching this.
All y'all need Jesus.
But you know what? Somebody was talking about the Illuminati, but they were saying
Did
that.
not, out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, especially the Illuminati. Each
Well, my
Illuminati
thing
member
is,
needs
why
Jesus.
does a successful
I ain't gonna
African
be up there
American
when I-
Gotta be
have
the
to-
Illuminati.
Exactly. Why? I can't remember who said that.
It's
I said
fun.
that.
I said that. I was
Right.
like,
I knew
there gotta be
somebody
one of three
said
things.
that.
They
That
are part
be
of
the devil.
Illuminati,
Right.
they-
The devil got
Right.
something.
Right.
or they are thugs.
Somebody,
The devil
Right.
gotta help you get
somebody
rich. You
put a
gotta make
thing
a
on
deal
the
with the
internet
devil.
just
You want a
last
black
week
man to get rich.
Exactly.
Now, white man get rich. How
how
do you
the,
want to
how the
get
black
rich?
man has been
Even if you're part of the Illuminati, you still, praised.
Right.
demonized through the years.
But we
so
got to make a
it
deal
went
with the devil
from
to get rich.
they went through each decade and they said what was going on to make the black man, isolated and pushed away from outside
Right.
the family, from being a thug,
Yeah.
from being
It started when it took James off a good time.
right.
I'm committed to
That,
it.
though, you're right, though. You're right.
James.
You're right, because you
James
cannot
Bond.
have these
You
people
can't have a
living
strong
in the ghetto
father.
with that strong. He was a.
Right.
Bill Cosby was a strong
They got him
father.
out there.
That's not the same. You can't. That's not a comparison.
Right, because I don't
It's
believe
not a
everybody
comparison.
dancing and running through the house.
Right.
There
James
has to be
Evans
some
was more
distance.
relatable
They never
than
dealt
Bill
with a
Cosby.
lot of problems that go
Right,
in the real
exactly.
world.
They were
Looking
talking about
back,
real
I might have
stuff.
been
And I
wrong.
was really surprised at the writers who wrote that stuff back then when that show was.
It was
revolutionary
but
back
it was like they knew what was going on and they were just turning the corner. It was
Yeah.
like we're making, honestly, when you
That
look
movie
back
was
as an
amazing.
adult and look at those,
Right.
you're like, they're actually making fun of us.
They were.
Because
They
these
were.
are situations that they know exist.
Existed.
They know you
Right.
can't get a job for
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z.
But right.
But
right.
they're not doing anything to remove
Right.
those mountains
Exactly.
from you.
Exactly.
They're placing more and more in your way.
Right.
They talk about you being in the ghetto and
Right.
they try
Yeah,
to
man.
glamorize
Right.
it.
Exactly.
But at the same time,
I
nobody else is in the ghetto.
I watched this video that talked about the making of the African American. Why the African American was created. It was so heavy. It was saying pretty much that the African American was created in order to serve an economic elite group of people. The only reason African Americans were even created
My God.
No,
Oh.
by white people.
Society.
was to
Because
maintain
we are the
the
original
order
people.
of things.
In America.
And this is why an African
America as well.
American would not know how to advance
Yep.
himself outside of this system, would
Yep.
not know how to create a nation for
Yep.
himself, would only know what it takes to serve
Survive.
a master.
Yeah.
So
Corporate
everything,
America.
right, whatever it is,
Right. Because
African
we're
Americans
taught to go to
created-
school to get a job.
to get a job,
Not to create
and
one.
even
Right.
if we create our own businesses, that business is
It's
that business is
dependent
still serving this economic elite.
Yeah.
It is not to break out of the system.
No.
It is to just move further ahead
Further up in the-
into inside of this system.
Right.
So there's never a sense of self. It's always a sense of
Serving something
serving
greater.
something greater,
Right.
serving something, or trying to become this thing that they will never become, that we will never become.
Right.
And so it's a mentality
Mhm.
Right.
that's been
It's a
planted
racist
in-
number one.
Man, it's
Just keep running.
Right.
just keep running.
Right.
Just keep on running.
Right.
And once African Americans are no longer valuable to this system, then
I think that's
they're
what they were
eliminated.
in now.
That's
why
where we
they're
are right
eliminating us so
That's
easily.
That's
Right.
where we are right now, where they're like, okay.
All right, everybody, welcome back. This is The Conscious Party. I'm Uncle Sean, and I'm sitting here with Joy Leah, Dap Paxton, Autumn Monroe, and Venus Clark. We're sitting here talking about What the Health, which is a documentary that's out right now, and it's talking about food and its effects on the body. This is nothing new to us. We've been having this conversation for decades in our own families, and it's just that now that the internet is so readily available, we can share this information outside of our houses and outside of conversations that take place around the dinner table, and we can invite you to a larger conversation and create dialogue. But the question is now, what do we do with this information? How do we effectuate change? Personally, and I'm going to go around the table and ask how you're going to change or what you're going to do differently, challenge everybody to do something a little different. Personally, change starts with me. So the group of people that I know, if I can infect their minds with a little bit more knowledge each time I see them, if I can continue to live a lifestyle that promotes well-being, eating healthy, doing the right things, then I think it will become infectious, and other people will continue to do the same thing as well. Just a quick nod. I'm going to go around the table, starting with our guest, who's sitting there grinning and nodding at me. I love it when people nod, because that means I agree. Yeah, I got something to say. So, speak. Venus.
Well, I have to admit, I have not seen What the Health yet. I have seen Food Inc.
Okay,
and
very similar.
Fork Over Knives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And both had a great impact on me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one who will fast. I do fasting a lot, so I'll
Okay.
fast from meat, here and there. But for me, I noticed that I'm either not on board or I'm balls to the wall, as they would say. So, I went like a month without eating meat before.
Okay.
But I'm interested to see this What the Health documentary, because I keep hearing about it.
Right.
I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
Right.
But if it's anything like Food Inc. or Fork Over Knives, I probably, will lose 5 pounds in the next week, because I'm not going to want to eat anything. I have OCD. I have germ phobia. But I think it's kind of like what you were saying earlier. It's kind of a matter of, do you know any
Right.
better, or do you know any better? And I think once you know better, even if you don't completely change your lifestyle, it at least starts the thought process in your head before you put something in your mouth.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of the stage I'm at. Kind of just, I'm at the starting stage. I'm
Okay.
trying to get to where you guys are.
Hey, that's where it begins. You have to take that first step to walk a mile, right?
And like what you said, as far as sharing with family and friends, I think that's key. A lot of times, like our older generations, they don't really know how do you prepare food without meat. It almost sounds like,
Right.
like a foreign language. How do you prepare a meal without meat? I've done it a million times. Unfortunately, my kids are used to it. My grown kids now. But that's why I think it starts just with yourself, and then, kind of promote it to your family and friends.
Beautiful, beautiful. Autumn.
Well, anyone that knows me knows that I live a holistic lifestyle. So it's not just about the food for me. It's my entire life. It's my home. Anyone knows me that knows that you got to take those shoes off when you come in my house. I don't want you tracking none of that stuff, and not just the dirt.
Right.
Negative energy into my
The
home.
sage at the door.
Yeah, I'm all about the energy. I'm all about my spirit. I'm all
Feng
about my
shui.
space. For real.
Mhm.
That's real. Feng shui, my chakras, honoring my ancestors, I go to church, I read the Bible, but I also, know about Orisha. So I honor them. But I also let people know, in terms of health, people come and they ask me questions and, I let them know. Shout out to my trainer, Khalil Shabazz. What's up, Khalil? He's amazing. We're going to have to get him on the show. Very conscious brother.
Okay.
But he's passionate about what he does to make sure that our bodies, are well maintained. But it's about letting other people know the knowledge that I have.
Right.
While I haven't seen Health Inc., I've already, without this person bringing this to the forefront, it's been in our community for a long time.
Right.
So
There's been whispers.
instead,
of this
right, it's been
conversation,
whispers. But
now
my
we
thing
need to
is,
have
we
the
don't
conversation.
need, we don't, your food ain't thank you, but, we have our own, you need to go look at the Dick Gregory's and things like that. If
Right.
you are African American, you need to see from
Our
an African American perspective,
Right.
what you're supposed to be doing because our
Yeah.
bodies are different, so know that. So what I do is, I'll just continue to spread my knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Leaves of knowledge.
Leaves of knowledge.
That's AUTU. I cannot get over that. Go ahead, Nat.
Oh man, yeah, I always start with my family. Of course, we've been exposed to this information like for many, many years. My son just now started eating meat, because we were exposed to Dr. Africa and,
Okay.
Dick Gregory and all, but it's still good information whenever you can get good information. And sometimes, those people aren't as accessible as a Netflix documentary
Right.
is. And so wherever we can get the information, we need to get that information. So as far as making a change, man, I'm making a change in my own self, in my own diet. And, my family, we're making a change together.
Mhm.
And, if it comes up, with other people, which it will, I will, of course, share that information. I will be watching this documentary during the holidays with my family. So they'd be pissed at me, but, we're going to have some people so a few years longer, if they know what's actually going on with this food. There were people who healed themselves in like 2 weeks' time.
Right,
From
right.
like
For
serious
things that have
ailments.
been ailing them for years.
I mean, this one sister was like, her doctor told her she had 30 more days before she had a heart attack.
Wow.
And she went to a plant-based diet, and in 2 weeks she was off all her meds. And I'm talking about like 30 different medications. So these are kind of things that we need to see so that we can know that it's accessible and we can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joy Leah.
Well, I've always been the food ward since like the beginning of time. I've always been a health nut. I try to eat.
Actually, you have.
I've
You
always,
told me
that's
about
why I'm
the paleo
like,
diet.
yeah, I've told him about diets. I mean, I've been doing the master cleanser since I was 16. So like, I've tried everything when it comes to that type of stuff. But now I've been trying to do the vegetarian, and I mean, it's cool, and it's like you said, it's about just being aware of what you're putting in your mouth. Period. I just not really into just eating any and everything. So if I've always been a label reader, I've always been. Yeah, I don't care what you say. I mean, I like good food.
Pull stuff off my plate without asking.
You
what it
just
is.
said that you used to have people envious of you in your lunches. Yes, I'm gonna try some of your
Have
food.
my lunch.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't say I wasn't.
And then say, what was that?
whatever. But I've always just been conscious when it came to the things I eat. My grandmother used to tell me as a kid, tomatoes make you pretty. She used to lie to make us eat stuff.
Right.
So, but
it.
it really helped. You know what I'm saying? And I've always just been, into, a plant-based diet. But you guys are right. I've told my cousins, I've been trying to tell them for years, stop eating like that. And then they go to eating one way for 2-3 weeks and see everything change, and then go back to eat wings with ranch the next day and wonder why they fighting in the middle of the night. Look there, you know what I'm saying, or getting up and talking to themselves. And I'm serious. It really is the meats that they're eating. Like they cut out certain things. Like my one cousin, she doesn't do no beef because it was killing her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you really have to be conscious in some type of way, and you really have to, if you know that you're having nightmares and you're eating pork, you may want to stop. It's not just the nightmares. You're not just every night having problems. But yeah, you just have to be conscious about the things that you put in your mouth.
Absolutely. So going around the table and seeing that everybody's conscious, everybody's awake, everybody's third eye is beginning to open. Get that crust from around that eye. Open that pineal gland up just a little bit more. And think about what you eat, because energy is never dissipated. It's just transferred. So when those animals are slaughtered, that energy has to go somewhere, and that's where those nightmares come from. That's where that upset stomach comes from. That's where so many things that you are feeling ill and sad and listless about comes from. It's that energy that was just transferred into you because you chose to eat something that looked better on a picture than it does on your plate. So we're just asking you to stay woke just a little while longer as we take a break and come back with more of this conversation.
It's over.
I love that song.
What time is
He
it?
over there shaking his
You know what
head.
time,
No.
cuz it ain't
I don't
no
know
break.
what time. I thought you did this.
It's over, bruh.
Oh.
It's about 11 o'clock.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like 10:55.
Yeah,
man.
right.
Oh.
Yeah, that's about
Good night.
We all look
Oh.
Good night.
Yeah, we all look at you like, right?
I'm
it was
going
10
home.
minutes till.
I don't know what time it is.
My phone died.
Oh. Well, I can't hear a thing. And that's the other thing.
Okay, go ahead. I love that fantastic.
All right, everybody. This is Uncle Sean and the Conscious Party saying good night for you. Just one more time this week. We want to thank everybody for coming out, everybody for listening, tuning in, and taking the time to be with the Conscious Party. But you can see us in person on August 17th at Coaxum's Seafood Spot, 6331 Peachtree Industrial Boulevard, Atlanta, Georgia, 30360. And that's August 17th. Come out, get your tickets now. There's still a few free tickets on the table, so pick them up as quickly as possible. And when you get a chance, send us a message on our instant media and let us know that you too choose to stay woke.
Stay woke.
Shout on our instant media.
Right, that's what I said. You did. We look at you like that. Right, what is media?
Hey. Every week, it's instant media.
It's the book.
Every week I coin a phrase.
It's the media. But what is this?
Look, listen, I ain't saying nothing about your tweet that.
You the one that said that.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I knew somebody said it tonight.
Oh man.
It's the media. He talking about, what you mean coming back?
This was fun. So you guys broadcast every Monday
Every
from
Monday.
9 to 11? Okay.
And sometimes we
I'ma
go over
start
because we don't know
Or
what
you
time
can
it
just
is.
follow us on our Insta media.
You know what, Jordan?
I'm going to start
I don't
posting
even like
y'all's
you.
link every week.
Hey, so we're gonna let her give the information about her show that's coming up. Go ahead.
So you gotta go nuts.
Go to Facebook.
I thought you were saying. I didn't know what you were saying.
Go to
It's
Facebook.
over.
Sean,
you
try to give her information. Go ahead.
Go to Facebook and search Super Loser for $10 off the regular ticket price. We'd
Never
love
put that
to
by the
see
side.
you Friday, August the 11th. And Saturday, August 12th for Super Loser the Play. It's an experience you will not forget.
Killed that for $100.
Yes, it is.
Bye-bye.
Can we get
Super
can we get
loser.
IBNX code on your site? Like
IBNS code.
IBNX. Like people go
Oh,
to
that's right.
theater.net and they put in their code IBNX. That way they can get like.
Well, I will definitely check. This part right here is the writer. I'm just a marketing director, but I'll definitely check.
Yeah, for your marketing.
And I told them too
Tell me
before you
got a
came
card.
in, I'm gonna start posting y'all's link every week too. on my Facebook page too.
Cool.
I already put it on the Super Loser Facebook page.
So you-
Appreciate that. In the meantime, though, we'll be able to, show you the value in putting IBNX
Definitely.
on your
Most
site. So, you
definitely.
can create a little something like that. That way, you can either say IBNX or we can say the conscious part. Whichever one.
Exactly. That's why I said I'm gonna start posting it every week. Maybe like on
You
a
got
Sunday.
somebody selling shoes. They using it.
Thank y'all for making this comfortable
Oh, really?
for me. Y'all made it so comfortable.
Nah, it was a
I was
pleasure.
like in the car talking to myself. My phone tripping. Tripping.
You got your phone.
All right, everybody. Good night, and that's a wrap.
I can't go live.
I'm going home so I can see the